Hey guys, it's Silver Snorlax, and it's wonderful to be back on YouTube. Truly a wonderful thing to be back uploading this video, returning back to what I used to do, and sitting behind this camera and just talking to you guys and feeling like $1,000,000 while I do it. So real quick, I know probably 6 months ago, probably longer than that actually, I had uploaded a video stating that I was going through a number of very difficult things in my life. A lot of job-induced stress, huge issues with anxiety to the point I was having fairly major panic attacks, things of that nature, depression, which kind of led into me oversleeping and not being able to do the things I used to do and love to do. And ultimately what that video was talking about was me having to walk away from YouTube for a while. That didn't just include YouTube, that included pretty much any other hobby I had outside of that. So I really just kind of shut down so I could work and sleep, and it was a miserable time for me. But part of that video also discussed me figuring out a way to recover, seeking some kind of professional help, which is something I did do in order to right myself, to figure things out a little bit in my life. So part of this video, well, most of this video, is discussing that recovery. And then towards the end here, we'll talk a little bit more about kind of the future of what's going to go on with this particular channel. It's all good stuff, though. I promise you that much. So 6 months ago, like I just said, talked about having issues in my life and recovering. And when I dropped YouTube ultimately and stopped uploading, I reached out for help to fix a number of the issues that were going on in my life. And while I kind of half figured I wouldn't be able to afford going to see a therapist every week, making a million doctor visits for various things, something that my company that I work for does offer are something called health coaches. And what they do, while they're not licensed therapists by any means, they kind of point you in the right direction, sort of deal. They give advice, they have resources to get you into that correct state of mind, help you out a little bit. That is something I did pursue, and for several months I spoke to somebody over the phone about issues I had going on in my life, and they were pretty helpful in what my next steps were to be and what I could do to help myself. So I followed up on that, and a lot of what they pointed out was very, I would say, basic stuff you kind of learn in school, but stuff that we often forget as adults as we get older. Things like proper diet and exercise, things like just learning to walk away from stressful situations, taking a moment for yourself to kind of right yourself a little bit. That's hard to do in the job I do, but I learned that I could just kind of walk into another section of the store I work in or my office and just kind of breathe, if that makes sense to you. Take a moment. Worry about yourself for a moment. So simple things like that were very helpful in my recovery. While I don't think I'll ever be 100% stress-free or depression-free or anxiety-free, I believe I can always figure out a way to make it better, to get back to what I was doing, find ways to return to normalcy. Part of me filming this video is that return to normalcy. I loved doing YouTube when I was gone from YouTube. It was the hardest thing in the world to say, I'm just not going to upload because it will add so much to my anxiety level. I hated doing that, but I knew it was the right thing to do. And without a doubt, looking back at the last 6 months, it was absolutely the right call to say, hey guys, I have to take a break. I'm happy to report that I can come back at least a little bit, and it will be slow going forward, to do some uploads, to talk a little bit, sit behind this camera. I feel like $1,000,000 when I talk to you guys. I don't know why. I don't know if I like to hear myself talk or what it is, but it just serves, for me, it just serves more of a calming factor than it did 6 months ago. 6 months ago, it was anxiety like none other. I couldn't even walk in my office. I couldn't even look at my own collection. It just brought me to a point where I couldn't function. After 6 months of working on myself, I feel a lot better. I know that I can go back to the things I used to do. I can pick up my hobbies again. So that's been kind of what the focus has been for me for the last 6 months. I apologize I haven't been able to upload anything. Obviously the stress factor was very unhealthy for me, and you guys, I believe, understood. The comments on my last video were just overwhelmingly supportive. It was so important to me to hear from you guys. Some of you even had your own stories. Some of you were supportive and understood what it was that I was going through and had to recover from. And I cannot thank you enough. While we're a tiny sliver of the Pokemon TCG community, the graded card community is just a section of that. There are some awesome people involved in it. So guys, thank you so much for understanding and supporting me in what I do. My recovery and hearing from you guys was just huge, 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 huge. So with that in mind, with seeking some professional help, seeking or hearing from you guys, being that supportive leg, kind of the third part of my recovery involved things that I was receiving from my health coach, very basic things, again, eating right, exercise, things like that. Something I picked up, and you'll notice on the left side of your screen there, my cap with the Instinct logo on it. I picked up Pokemon Go, and realized that if I just kind of walked in a park that's 15 minutes from where I work or where I live currently, and just got some sunshine into my system, got some fresh air, it made a huge difference in how I felt. It was unbelievable. Well, I certainly won't say that Pokemon Go saved my life, or changed it dramatically, or something crazy like that. I didn't lose 100 pounds playing the game, certainly. But it was an important part of my recovery, going out and getting that exercise. Pokemon Go got to be a fun part of that for me. It was a nice little distraction from what I was going on in my daily life. So for that, I have to at least mention it. It was important for me. Important for me for my own health, amongst many other reasons. So it was part of my return to normalcy, and that's big. So I really am trying not to let this video run too long, but I've made, I guess I've given you guys enough of an update as far as to my recovery and how I recovered, doing a bunch of different things. There was obviously more that went into it, but I don't want to sit here and like try to catalog everything I went through in order to return to normalcy. But I do want to talk a little bit about my YouTube channel going forward. So here's the deal. I totally plan on doing more PSA related stuff. I will probably pick up grading again for other people. That will not be anytime soon. I am still not at that point yet where I believe I could return, do professional level work the way I would like to do it, do things in a timely manner, have my communication constant and consistent, a couple of other little odds and ends that go with PSA grading the way people expect it to be done. So that's still going to be on hold, at least in part, for a little while. Things I do plan on doing with this channel are more help-oriented, more reviews, things of that nature. Matter of fact, one of the most highly viewed videos on this channel is a very old video I did that was a review of protective cases for Pokemon cards. That's a wildly successful one, and people still really seem to like it. So I'd like to do more reviews on things like sleeves, whether they be PSA sleeves or they be just standard grading card sleeves, things of that nature. I'd love to do more talking points on those. I'd like to do more videos involving talking points. Why does this part of the PSA community believe this or function this way? Things of that nature, more theoretical, more things that are just talking points. I'd love to just sit behind the camera and talk to you guys and leave the comment section open and see what you guys think. I think that would be pretty cool. So with that said, that's kind of the future of this channel. More information will come out as we go. I'm not sure how often I will be doing uploads. I know this is the first one I've done in forever. I would expect another one maybe in a couple weeks. I have a lot going on in my life currently. Big news, I'm actually moving. That can be its own separate video though. So this is one of the last times I'll be filming in this location. I purchased a house with my girlfriend, and we are moving in a couple of weeks here. So that's exciting stuff. Stressful, but exciting. It's something that needs to be done in my life, and it's also part of my change. But yeah, there's quite a bit going on that will be covered in more uploads that will be done in the future. So until then, guys, can't thank you enough. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for being supportive in the issues that I faced not that long ago. I know it was 6 months ago, but for me it was not that long ago. You guys have been phenomenal. I Cannot wait to come back and do more uploads. Don't expect them frequently. That will be my that will be something I will mention, and just don't expect them frequently. But I am coming back slowly, taking my time, getting better, doing things correctly. So thank you guys for understanding that. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful community. I cannot thank you guys enough. Expect to see more from me. Once again, this is Silver Snorlax, and I'm so happy to be back.